Hello, everyone. It's been an interesting last 10 minutes. Happy Friday. I started this video about 20 minutes ago and then ran out of space on my phone. I just got this message of something unable to save. You've got too many videos on your phone. And I had such a great opening. I won't reach for it because it'll put my head in the frame too close. But I had a cup of hot cocoa that I had just made, and I was sipping and slurping on it, and it was really delicious. It's caramel, hot cocoa, and then I had the audacity to get some vanilla Lactaid Breyers vanilla ice cream, only half a scoop because I just need a little bit of cream, and I put it in there, mixed it up. Oh, I was making y'all the jealous. Making y'all the jealous. Didn't work out that way. And my video was just like, you need to delete some things. So I pulled out all this equipment that you can't see on my sofa. Way back in the day when I started my business in 2022, 23, and 24, I did a lot of recording. I invested in a Canon camera. And so when you go to my Feet Planted page, Feet Planted LLC, you will see a lot of video recordings with me juxtaposed and, talking and pontificating and encouraging. And you see my eyes divert to my notes and things right there. I was in a whole different place. Not a bad place, but a different place. And so I said, I think it's time to pull out my equipment. I put it away because I had stopped posting on YouTube. And so I am going to pull it out so I can think about how I can do these videos daily, because that's my commitment, without having to upload, do any editing. I just want it to be simple. So I'm gonna figure it out. But it was 20 minutes of, I gotta go pull out the equipment. So I've got a sofa full of equipment, very blessed and thankful that I've invested in it, so I have it. I'm not ready to use it yet. I stopped, full stop. Number one, that Canon has been in my drawer for almost 2 years and the battery is charging. So I was just like, either I'm gonna sit here and wait, it's already later in the evening and I've got things to do, or I'm just gonna go for it and make this probably a shorter video so that I can have the ability to upload it like I do the other videos nightly. So tonight we are gonna talk about how to prepare for an opportunity and what my process is and what what lessons I've learned along the way when it comes to preparing. So yesterday's video, if you remember, I had on my bright yellow Stafford Senior High School hoodie, my athletic wear. It was really nice for it to fit a little big because when I first got it, it was tight, but I've shrunk a little bit, and so it felt real good. And I talked about my Girls in STEM program that was this morning. So I take leave once a month and I commit to going to the school. The girls spend their first period with me. I have about 15 girls, and we talk about discipline, schools, internships, how to prepare. Those are the structured things that I bring to the table. And then I also talk about what the girls want to talk about, classes. What do I need to do to excel? I'm stressed out. Like, what do I do? Any tips or anything like that? Whatever it is that they want to talk about. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So this week has been really busy work-wise, really busy. The Christmas season is here. So at work, there's the end of the year type stuff that we do. And I come home and I've got other organizations I'm in. So there's work to do for that. Not every night, but in this particular season, there's an event coming up in 2026 that I'm a part of and my organization is a part of. And I've been working on that. So haven't had a whole lot of time in between to prepare like I wanted to. And so the days caught up with me. What I'm trying to say is it is very important that we prepare. The good news of this story is that I did prepare. I learned from my first year. So this is the second year of the Girls in STEM program. And I said, you know what? I'm not going into this season just half doing it. I really want the girls to get out of it something that's tangible. It's really important to me that they know that I care. And I show that I care by one, being on time, because there were times where just me being fatigued or, not really preparing and adjusting my calendar, looking at things in a way that would help me line up and be able to go there and do what I needed to do. I wasn't late often. I think I was late maybe twice. But to me, that's 2 times too many. If you watch the video with my daddy, you know I hate being late. So all that to say, last night, after recording the video, after doing some work on my computer, I got in bed, got under the cover, sheet, blanket, and then another blanket because I like the cocoon. And I pulled up my iPad, went to my Google Notes, and I said, so what is the agenda for December? You know why I could do that? Because in August and July, I planned the agenda out for the program for the whole year. I said, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. And it needed planning. And oh, by the way, this isn't the first program that I've planned. In my former job, I've been a STEM action officer, ran STEM programs, ran the STEM program for 2 commands. And so I know a little bit about planning, but this is different. This is not something I'm getting paid for. This is something that I'm doing because I know it needs to be done and I know how. It's also in addition to work, family, other commitments. And so I said, let's pregame. That is really the whole point, is to pregame and make sure that you have put thought into any endeavor that you may be interested in. What I find unique about this conversation is that the people that are listening to this video are like, duh. If that's you, scroll on to the next one. I mean, this probably isn't for you. But if you struggle with balancing day-to-day life, and if you really want to be in the space where you can give a little bit extra, and it doesn't have to be the full extent of the program that I'm running, it could be something else. If it's something you really want to do, I want to encourage you to set aside time that is just for you and do nothing. And when I say do nothing, what I mean is sit and dream, sit and think. Just sit without the TV on, no noise, because some of us are like, oh, I process better and I think better with white noise. I'm not a psychologist, but I've come to realize that that is what we are accustomed to, so we do it. But we're not really allowing ourselves to fully dedicate the thought, the time, and the opportunity to dream big. That's funny because that's the name of my program, Girls in STEM Dream Big. So I did that. In July, August, I was gonna start in September, but school had beginning of the school session on the date that I picked, so we started in October, which was good too. I actually sat down and I said, what would I want if I were them? What type of information is relevant, is important? I did my research. I looked at what's happening in the field. We can watch the news, so we see what's happening around us on a lot of different fronts. And then I said, okay, I know that school is important and they're pressurized. They're already stressed. I acknowledged at that time, and I also talked about it today, ladies, I don't know what it's like to be you. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I have it all together because I've lived, I have the benefit of experience. But when I was your age, I did not have the landscape that you have, the distractions that you have, the pressures that you have, the government that you have, the access that you have. I didn't have that. So I had a different set of things. So I am really looking at where we are now, and I am right sizing a program to fit who you are, what you're interested in, because of course I get that information at the top of the year. So that's what I did. In short, I sat down and I thought about it. And I didn't have a TV on. I was in a quiet place And I actually allowed myself to dream and think. There's a woman that I follow. Her name is Crystal Evans Hurst. Shout out, Crystal. I would love to be on your show one day, girl. Believer. Her God-given gift is to not just inspire, but to teach women how to live life and to live life God's way. And one of her exercises, she has a sister circle. She actually has a module on dreaming and writing things down. And I went through her YouTube process and I wrote down, oh my gosh, I threw everything against the wall. I was just like, if I were queen for a day, like no limitations, no distractions, no nothing. If money was no issue, if time was no issue, what would I be doing? And let me tell you, part of what I would be doing is what I did today. I showed up I usually have a class of 15. It's the end of the week. They're breaking for Christmas, so some of the older students had exams and some of them were out. And I poured into them. I asked them what they wanted. I asked them how they were doing. And I was just there for them. And what was beautiful about today is that while I was prepared, which is important, while I had a structured outline, I was able to give them options. Because if I were them and I hadn't seen me in a month, I wouldn't necessarily want to just come in with an agenda and say, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this. Part of what I do is I really try to put myself in their shoes. And that has blessed me. Today was so freaking great. We had honest conversations. They shared things with me. It was actually wonderful. I was energized, even though I did have a cup of coffee, but I get that dopamine. It's more than dopamine. I come alive when I'm doing things like that. And so what makes you come alive? And what opportunity, and it doesn't have to be on a large scale. It doesn't have to be in front of an audience of hundreds of people, but there's something that you're supposed to be doing that is waiting for you to just take off the layers of stuff, be still, be in a quiet place, take the stress off, take the day off, take the work off, put the kids to bed, walk the dog, eat your food. You're not hungry, you're not grumpy, you are satiated and you are safe and you just have time to dream. And I did that. And today, I was able to see the fruit of my labor, the outcome of answered prayer, because I prayed in 2021 to be able to do the things that I'm doing now and have a full-time job and be able to have a leader or leaders who didn't have a problem with it. I take leave to do what I do. And I still was able to do that, come back home, work, put in, hard charging, still doing the things that I'm accountable for. And I was just like, yeah, I can do both. Two things can be true. What really helps what I'm describing to come to fruition is I took the time to map it out. And I prayed about it. And I said, the only thing stopping me is me. This is a passion of mine. This is what I love to do. So I'm going to do it. If you're out there and you're not sure, every time you watch a YouTube channel or you get an invite from one of your friends or you're on LinkedIn and you see somebody doing exactly what you're doing and you get that pit in your stomach like, oh, somebody's doing it already. Or you see somebody take the stage, get that opportunity, and you're like, ugh, that's me right there. Why isn't it you? There's room for all of us. You think there's more than one bald-headed chick with a college degree talking about STEM, recording videos? There's lots of us out there, but there's only one me, and there's only one you. Go get your dream. Go get it. Go be in that space. There are opportunities and spaces waiting for you to show up. And my YouTube channel is here to get you closer to where you have been created to be, not just where you want to be, because the things that are inside of you are put there. It's not an accident that every time you think of something, you already strategizing and you got an idea. It's no coincidence that when you hear something in a meeting or you watch something, you get irritated, like your skin begins to crawl, and you're like, this isn't right. If we could just do this, and that. It's there, and it's aggravating your spirit because it's something you're supposed to do. I fully believe that. So I'm gonna finish preaching. I'm not trying to preach, but I'm trying to encourage you as someone encouraged me. So the woman that I follow encouraged me to record a YouTube every day, to commit to it, to share my lessons, to share something that I don't have to study, that I don't have to look up, and to just be me and be authentic. I've got on an oversized, I didn't mean to do that. I got on an oversized sweatshirt that's got celebration on the back. I bought this sweatshirt when I was on a cruise. You can't see my shorts. I'm in front of my Christmas tree in my great room. Like, this is probably the last video I'm gonna be able to record if I don't clean up my files. Like, I'm doing it, and it's not perfect. It's not supposed to be. I'm just here trying to encourage you, and I think you get it. If this resonates with you, put a comment there. And if you don't want to put a comment and you come back to it later and you say, I did what you said and I'm going to go for it, I would love to know. Because the men and women that encourage me, that I follow, and that I talk to, like people that I can actually touch, when they have spoken into my heart, when they have spoken life into me, when I was dry, dusty, and discouraged and had doubt, and they said something, prayed for me, smiled at me, let me cry on their shoulder. When they did something for me to turn that around, I went to them and I said, thank you. Because you were what I needed that moment, that day. And if that is what you're getting now, just put in the comments, I got it. And then later, once you have the time alone and you've strategized and you've thought, and I'm not talking about some magnanimous plan, just write down some things that you want to do, and let's get to getting. Imperfect action. Let's get to getting. Tomorrow's not promised. Let's get to getting. Okay? That's all I have to share. I don't know why I'm moving my shoulders like that. I think it's because I like the glittery of my chain. I don't know. It's late. I can't explain all of my things. So have a wonderful weekend. Till tomorrow. Let's get to writing our dreams down. Peace.